India is at war. Today, when you are watching this video, war is going on in at least 15 out of 28 states of India. A security force personnel work by mass in the jungle area of Dogs in Chhattisgarh. Terrorists ambushed an Indian army vehicle in Poonch area of Jammu. The residents of Kishtwar in Jammu and Kashmir are patrolling to protect themselves from terrorist attacks. Now, while on one hand the scenario is like this, in another state of India, the Indian government is preparing the people for war by giving weapons to the locals and giving them military training. Troops known as village defense troops are given SLR to defend themselves against terrorist attacks. We saw such scenes in Ukraine, when the news spread across the world that Russia was going to attack Ukraine soon. In our country too, there was Indochina War in 1962, and in 1990, when there was mass genocide of Kashmiri Pandits. The situation in Kashmir Valley remains tense. Thousands of people took to the streets on the night of January 19th. Then in our country also the Indian government had given military training and weapons to the civilians, just as self-defense. But why is this military training suddenly starting again in our country? If we come to the north, then last year itself, ex-RAW chief Asdullah G had warned of a new war in Kashmir Militancy 3.0. In 1990, when the mass genocide of Kashmiri Pandits took place, at least 200 to 300 terrorists had infiltrated across India. But Asdullah G says that this time, according to official reports, 70 to 80 Pakistani trained terrorists have entered in Jammu region alone. He also mentioned a figure of 70 to 80 terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, which again is a significant number that, according to him, can pose a huge threat to our country. If this is not stopped, history may repeat itself in Kashmir. You know, even at the worst of times in the early 90s, we used to talk about 200 terrorists being all over the state. In fact, its symptoms have already started showing. Things that happened in 1990. Terrorist organizations like JKLF and Jaish-e-Mohammed were formed, and they spread terrorism all over the country. They attacked the Indian army. Kashmiri Pandits were massacred. They were forced to flee from their own homes. And even now, ever since the Indian government revoked Article 370, many similar events are seen repeating like a timeline. Many new separate organizations have been formed after 2021. Series of terrorist attacks have also started. If anything has changed, then it is the location and weapons. This time the terrorists have chosen not the Kashmir Valley, but the regions of Jammu. Now, one major reason behind this could be that in 1990, they had attacked the Kashmir Valley. But because the terrain there is mostly like an open ground, that's why he was easily caught by the Indian army. But you know, because Jammu is completely full of forests, and it is a hilly area, so here terrorists can attack and disappear, and the Indian army will not be able to catch them easily. But as I said, not only have the locations of attacks changed, but the attack weapons these terrorists have also become very modern. Like for the first time in history, Kashmiri militants used sticky bombs in the Katara bus blast. A sticky bomb was used for the blast of the bus heading to Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine base camp, in which he had stuck the bomb on the bus from outside. In 2021, terrorists had carried out a bomb blast at Jammu Air Force Station using a drone. Just imagine, they have got such high-tech bullets that can destroy even bulletproof vehicles, and the result of all this is in front of us. From 2021 till last December, 124 of our soldiers have been martyred, despite Article 370 being abrogated. For this reason, the government has now started giving weapons to the local civilians and giving them military training, which the government calls Village Defense Groups or VIDGs. Vigilant groups known as Village Defense Groups are given SLRs to defend themselves against terrorist attacks. What is more worrying is that this group has just been revived by the Indian government after the Kashmir militancy of the 1990s. Which could be an indication that perhaps our government has realized that something big is definitely going to happen in Kashmir. Everyone should be alert. Friends, before we proceed further with the video, I want to tell you something important for the safety of you and your family. See this post by Nikhil Kamat. Most Indians are just one hospitalization away from bankruptcy. Do you understand its meaning? Just one big hospital bill and we'll all be on the road. The entire life savings will be lost in one stroke. Despite this, today 40 crore Indians do not have health insurance. It has only one session, Right Health Insurance. You can get health insurance up to rupees 10 lakh by paying a monthly premium of just 1,000 rupees. It is very important to get the right health insurance, and for that, the expert team at PolicyX can personally guide you. Here you just have to enter your mobile number and basic details. The list of best health insurance for you will appear on your screen. So register on PolicyX using the link given in the description and secure your and your family's future. And now let's come back to our main topic. Because if you observe, history shows that separatist movements started from such ideologies only. And especially when we have seen time and again that intelligence agencies like the CIA and ISI have always been looking for India's vulnerabilities within India so that they can exploit them and twist India's arms. And today our situation is such that if you look at this map of India, from east to west and north to south, rebellion is going on in every corner of India. And that is why every day there are news reports that the CIA or the big billionaires of America are pumping lakhs and crores of rupees into India. You can take any separate movement from Kashmir to Northeast. Literally ISI and CIA have a hand in it all. For the last 2 years, an intense war is going on between Kukis and Matas in Manipur, for which no solution has been found till date. But what you probably don't know is that today in Manipur, our Indian army is fighting around 55,000 militants from 10 different rebel groups simultaneously. But the interesting thing is that none of these 10 organizations are united. 10 out of 10 are fighting separately. The purpose of all these is the same: to create a separate country of their own. But the country of all these people looks very different from each other. I mean, friend, just think, if by mistake they separate Manipur, then how many pieces will these people divide this one state into? And yes, let me also stress that all the rebels are professionally trained commandos who are equipped with a lot of modern weapons like the latest rocket launchers, machine guns and sniper rifles. In fact, they have even acquired an advanced communication technology like Starlink, which has not yet been officially released in India. The obvious reason behind this is that, well, we all know that these rebel groups receive heavy funding from abroad. But in all this, the ones who are suffering losses are only the common people there. These are the people who have been surviving for a year inside Manipur relief camp. He says, "Brother, show me the house once. I don't have a house. Everything was burnt." You will say this every night, every morning. Children are asking, "When will Papa go home?" How will the answer be given? A father's heart feels sad.